meme of the week is not a video meme of the week. It's a traditional meme. You know what I decided memes are, Pastor Jeff?
What's that?
Memes are just photorealistic comics. Like comic strips. You know how you'd have like a comic strip, like a Peanut or the Caveman People
Saturday
or whatever?
morning, mini page.
That's all memes really are, is like a 1 or 2 panel comic.
Todd ain't old enough to remember the mini page. Go ahead.
I do. I remember Curtis. Remember Curtis, the only black comic?
I remember Curtis from
Okay.
the Pain.
Put the meme up. What your cell phone sounds like in church. An explosion. Oh, we had one. Okay. I think that God punishes people who don't turn their cell phones off by making their volume go exponentially louder than it ever would at any other time. Because, listen, you can be in bed in dead silence and your phone can be ringing and you won't hear it. You could be in church and the pastor is preaching his head off and they will hear it down the street. They'll hear it in the neighborhood. And then there's always one person who thinks they've turned their phone off the first time. Glenn, and and they fumble with it, and they do it, and then, because the person doesn't know you're in church, they call back, right? They call back, and when they call back, we realize I did not really turn it. I almost wanted to climb over a pew at this installation service the other week, like, give me the phone, old man, give it to me. I will make sure.
Listen, at my stepdad's funeral,
yes,
the dude was deadly. It kept on going off.
Kept going off. Yes.
So have you heard this? Have you heard the story going around? The story going around about the cell phone.
In church.
Yeah.
And the man's so embarrassed.
Yeah, and then he goes to the bar.
I hate that story. It's the worst story ever. It's the worst story ever. There's like the society of we hate church people out there just making up stories about people being mistreated.
So let me
in
tell
church.
y'all the story.
Tell the story. They've read it.
Let me tell you the story. If you haven't heard the story goes that a man was in church. His cell phone goes off. The pastor looks at him crazy. The wife looks at him crazy. All the members look at him crazy. He leaves church. He's embarrassed. He's so embarrassed that he decides to go to the bar. He tries to go to the bar and have a drink. He has a drink. He drops the beer or whatever. He drops it on the ground. He like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like, oh, it's all right. It's all right. You know, you cool. Everybody starts buying him another drink. The point of it is that he never goes back to church, but he stayed at the bar.
It's the worst story ever, man.
Because the people at the bar showed him compassion, but the people at church, if there's a sign that says turn your cell phone off.
Exactly. I mean,
it's all on the bulletin. I know y'all don't read the bulletins.
Yeah. Who still has bulletins? Who still has bulletins? I haven't heard that word in a minute. Bulletins. Take out your bulletins. Ele said, old folks at their church just answered and head to the doors. Listen, I will say no name, hey, Brother Lorenzo, bear no blame, but I know several preachers that will just answer the phone and have a whole conversation in the pulpit. In the pulpit.
Like that, like y'all can't see us.
Like we can't. Oh, a whole conversation.
Hold on.
Y'all worship is interrupting my conversation right now. I need y'all to tone this music down. I'll try to have this completely unnecessary conversation. I mean, but I hate that story. But you know what I hate more? People's cell phones going off in church. So maybe I was the guy that told off, and then we all have the same joke. We all have the same joke now in church. Unless it's Jesus calling, don't answer it. But I don't even want to hear it.
So Elder Carters don't go off in church? Because you know her, she got that text message. Text message.
She got that one to tell you who's calling.
I'd be like, what in the world?
Jeff said you got a disability phone, Elder Carter, and I don't appreciate it.
Text message.
I don't appreciate it.
Text message.
Listen, Pastor George, just I think he lost about 30% of the audience today when he said if you have your Bible app on an iPhone, pull it out. And he said if you have an Android, there's a dumpster outside. There's a dumpster outside. I said, yes, sir.
Sorry, George, you can't be on the show anymore.
Oh, right, he can't be on the show anymore. Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, we should know by now. We have the graphics. you know, we put them up on the screens. Please silence your cell phones. This shouldn't even have to be said anymore. And who still has an actual ringer on a cell phone? Who like a ringer, like a ringer? I can't remember the last time my phone rang, like rang. It buzzes.
Yes.
It vibrates. You can feel the phone ringing.
But see, that's the problem.
You just know it's ringing
if I don't put it on silent, if I hear it vibrating, I gotta check it, and I don't even want to check it in church.
I'll look at it because I use my phone. I communicate with the musicians and the tech people.
Right.
Sometimes I get announcements. I feel bad when I miss them. Sometimes somebody be like, "Hey, don't forget to mention such and such," and I forget. You know, I never looking when I need to. That's the problem. I'm never looking. I'll be looking all service, and then somebody will send me something I needed to see before I dismissed, and I didn't look down. But yeah, y'all cut it out with the ringers, man. Cut it out with the ringers. All right, y'all.
Cut your ringers off.
Cut your ringers off. All right, we're gonna have a ringer deliverance service, and if you don't, just go to the bar, man. Just go be a sinner. Bye. I mean, just go. If it meant that much to you, knock yourself out.